What's up, guys? This is Jose coming at you here with a deck profile. Today I competed in the UDS qualifier. Actually ended up getting top 8 and then overall came in second place for the tournament. And the deck that I was playing was actually Metaphys. Kind of a little known deck, not much representation, but it has quickly become one of my favorites. So without further ado, here is my deck list for it. Got a nice little field center there. Gray Full Buster Trishula, Elsa's Castle. Nice little custom one. Alright. And then so for the main deck, I play the standard Metaphys setup. 3 Metaphys Nephthys, 3 Metaphys Tyrant Dragon, 3 Metaphys Daedalus, and 3 Metaphys Ragnarok. Fairly standard in every Metaphys deck out there. You do want to try to max out so you can maximize on Ragnarok's attack gain. When he's summoned, he banishes. And then you get all the other effects when they're banished as well. And then the new card as well, I did play 1 Metaphys Decoy Dragon. Basically says your opponent can't attack, because then you can special summon a banished Metaphys and basically banish their board. And then as far as non-Metaphys monsters in the main deck, I did play 2 Necroface, again for the banish. 2 Honest, because in this day and age not many people see it coming. 2 Effect Veiler, still my favorite hand trap. And 1 Blackluster Soldier, Envoy of the Beginning. My opponents did like to send my Metaphys as well as my Necroface to grave instead of banishing them. And BLS just kind of let me banish them to get their effects off. And then as far as spells, I played Dimensional Fissure, 3 Acid Metaphys, kind of the draw engine of the deck, as well as a little bit of disruption on either player's turn. 2 of the Field Spell, which in my opinion is broken, just says your opponent can't respond to your Metaphys monsters, and you can normal summon a level 5 or higher Metaphys once per turn without tribute. Gold Sarcophagus, kind of the bread and butter of the deck, especially now that we got the trap card that when it gets banished it can search. And 2 of Soul Absorption, because with the new time rules, who doesn't want to gain 5,000 life points off of a Necroface? And then for traps, I played 1 Macrocosmos, kind of necessary. 2 Metaphys Dimension to banish cards on my opponent's field. The new trap card Metaphys Ascension, in my opinion, this card just made the deck so much more broken. Waterfall of Dragon Souls to search out any of the Metaphys or just for more draw power. Then 2 Waking the Dragons. Once your opponent sends one of them to grave or banish, they will never blind Twin Twisters or Cosmic Cyclone you for the rest of the match. And then, of course, gotta play Disruption against decks that go too fast for you. So we do play 2 There Can Be Only One, stating each player can only control 1 of each type of monster. And then 2 Rivalry of Warlords, saying each player can only control 1 type of monster. So basically, if you have both of these out, each player can only control 1 monster. But since all your Metaphys banish themselves during the end phase of the turn after they're summoned, that doesn't really get to be an issue. So that's it for the main deck. I did play 45 cards. Based on the tournament, there were a few changes I'm thinking about making, but overall, like I said, this is one of my favorite decks I've ever played. I like that it's not meta, so people don't see it too often. They don't expect it. But at the same time, it is just a lot of fun to play. Extra deck, you don't really go into it too much. But I did play a few kind of choice cards here. Nightmare Mermaid for when they give you the Ibli. Sky Striker Ace Kagari we actually played as a Reaper target. because the Sky Strikers are actually one of the more difficult matchups for this deck. Beauregard Dragon, I can summon it if I have a lot of monsters, or I can even summon it off of Waking the Dragon. Then it's just a good protection since it can't be destroyed by card effects. Last Warrior from Another Planet, neither player can summon, again Waking the Dragons. Same with Naturia Exterio, negate any spell or trap card by banishing a card from grave and then sending the top card of your deck to the graveyard. So it helps fuel those Metaphys plays as well as load up the grave as well for BLS. One Tornado Dragon for when they Imperial Iron Wall. Bujinte Tsukuyomi, extra draw power and fuel the grave. Utopia package for when you can't get over those problem monsters. Raid Raptor Ultimate Falcon, kind of the most popular Waking the Dragon target. Metaphys Horus. Now that we have Ragnarok as a level 4 tuner and the Decoy as a level 2 non-tuner, we can actually get off both of his effects where you can target any face-up card in the field, negate that target's effects, and where your opponent chooses a monster they control and gives control of it to you. I did actually end up using Horus this tournament to negate an Imperial Order. And then they had to give control of one of their monsters to me. Stardust Dragon, just in case. Got a nice little German one there. Frame Lord Omega, because again, the banishes in this deck are real. I didn't play Cowboy, but Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend was kind of my Cowboy. He was my burn for game or burn for more damage. And then one Trishula Dragon of the Ice Barrier. I'm not going to lie, I don't have a way to make Trishula in this deck as of now. But this card is my good luck charm. He actually goes in every deck that I play. And then that's it for extra deck. And then for side deck, fairly standard. 2 Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere Mode. 2 Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries. I did play the 2 DD Crow. I actually ended up using this in a duel during this tournament. Ended up banishing after they had targeted for a revival. Still one of my favorites. And then it's a dark, so it's a legitimate BLS fodder. 3 Droll Lock, arguably the best hand trap this meta, this format. 2 Called by the Grave. 2 Heavy Storm Duster, again back row removal for when they decide to Imperial Iron Wall me. And my own personal choice, Double Storming Mirror Force. I found that in this format, most of the time people do like to clear the back row. But again, once they see that Waking the Dragons, they will never hit your face downs again for fear that that's what it's going to be. So then when they attack, even with a full board, Storming Mirror Force, return everything back to the hand. I actually ended up using this against a World Chalice player today. Ended up bouncing 5 of his monsters back to the extra deck. And overall, it got me match. Well, that's it, guys. Like I said, I did initially play this deck just for fun, but I actually did end up loving just how it ran and how it played. And like I said, it very quickly became one of my favorites. I did have a few friends of mine wanted me to do a deck profile just to kind of show them how it ran. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and hope you guys try out Metaphys.